The following program is paid for by Main Street Living.
Hi, I'm Pastor Matthew Harrison, president of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. Starting in the late 1950s, Lutheran Hour Ministries aired a television program called This is the Life in their efforts to bring Christ to the nations. It was a critically acclaimed show that used story and drama to convey eternal truths from God's Word. And it featured actors who were just getting started in their careers. Recently, Lutheran Hour Ministries, in partnership with Main Street Living, remastered and brought to HD quality about 50 of these programs. And even though the props and styles are of the 1960s and 70s, the subject matter is still very relevant. So please sit back and enjoy this week's episode of This is the Life.
Pastor Cummings. Bill, it's good to hear your voice again. Where you been?
Master, I took some pills and, I want you to tell Lois.
Bill, what are you talking about? Bill, can you hear me? Bill!
Mr. Downey, open the door. Oh, right in here. Right in here. What's wrong with him?
He said he took some pills, then hung out before I could find out any more. How is he? Will he make it?
Can't tell you. As soon as they get to emergency, they'll pump out his stomach.
Why in the world would he do such a thing?
Maybe it was money. Rent's overdue.
No, it must be more than that.
You say you married him?
About a year ago in the campus chapel. I haven't seen them for some time.
Did you know they were going to have a baby?
No, I didn't.
Well, they are. In a few weeks. Maybe that's it. Maybe they've got no money.
You know where his wife is?
I haven't seen her for several days.
I believe her family lives or lived in Claremont.
I'll get it on the teletype. What about the boy's family?
None that I know of. Want me to check around with some of the other students?
Yeah, it might help. Is there anything else you can add, Mrs. Sutton?
Yeah. Why did these kids get married and try to go to school, too, when they can't afford it?
If you hear anything from his wife, will you call this number?
I'll call you. I sure hope he snaps out of it. I can't afford to lose a month's rent.
Ma'am, this boy might lose his life.
Dr. Wagner, you needed an X-ray.
We're giving him every possible supportive measure. Apparently it was a massive overdose of sleeping pills. His blood pressure's still dangerously low.
When do you think you'll know the outcome, Ed?
Possibly not till morning.
Bill? Bill? Oh, good morning, Mrs. Sutton.
Mrs. Downey, I've been watching for you. Where have you been?
Been visiting a girlfriend in Maplewood. I thought I'd give Bill a chance to really hit his finals. Why? Is something wrong?
Now, you'd just better sit down.
What's happened?
Now, don't climb the walls. Everything's all right. I just talked to the hospital.
The hospital?
Now, you relax. He's come around. He's going to be okay.
Mrs. Sutton, what's happened to Bill?
Well, last night he tried to kill himself.
I can't believe that. Why? Why?
That's what everybody's asking.
Where is he?
He's at the university hospital. Now, don't you want me to drive you over there?
No, I can manage.
You're sure?
Yes.
He's still very groggy.
But he will be all right.
Oh, yes. But I'd like to keep him here a couple of days for observation. Pastor Cummings was with him most of the night.
I still can't believe it.
I'll talk to you later.
Oh, darling, why?
I'm sorry.
But what happened? You know I love you. We have everything to live for.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Could we talk somewhere alone? I still don't know why he did it. He's too depressed to even talk about it. The doctor says I've got to be patient, but honestly, I'm about out of my mind. We've been so happy. I just don't get it.
Lois, what about money?
Well, it hasn't been easy, but Bill's never said anything. After I had to quit my job because of the baby, he got a job part-time at the garage. He's been taking care of the budget. We do have hospital insurance. Do you really think it's money?
I don't know. I'm just searching for possibilities.
Well, Bill's been awfully tired lately, what with all he's been doing. I've been worried about it, but he keeps telling me he's all right.
And the baby?
He seems to be very happy about it.
What about school?
He's been doing fine.
Have there been any arguments or conflicts?
No, not really. Of course, we snap at each other every now and then, but it doesn't mean anything. Just the other day before I left, Bill told me that he loved me more than anything in the world.
Lois, I'll have a talk with Bill later today. And I'll do everything I can to help. Meanwhile, why don't you go home? Try to rest. After all, you've got to think of yourself and the baby, too, now.
What's to talk about?
Bill, I want to help. And there is help for whatever drove you to this. Everyone has setbacks. Problems that at the time may seem bigger than life. But whatever beats you down, let's get it out in the open between us where we can look at it and find an answer.
There's no point.
Bill, do you love your wife?
Of course.
And I know she loves you deeply. And she's terribly concerned.
I'm sorry, but it's no use.
Why do you say that?
Because it isn't.
Why not?
She thinks I'm something I'm not, something I can never be.
Bill, you've a great potential.
As a bum. I can't even pay the bills. I just lost my job.
Well, that I didn't know. I'll help you find another.
That's the least of it. In my finals, I just blew 'em.
But Lois said you were doing fine in the finals.
I lied to her. I've been having trouble for a long time.
Why didn't you tell Lois?
Because I didn't want to worry her. I guess that sounds a little funny after what I just did. But you gotta understand, it wasn't just the studying law. It was something that I had to prove. What I wanted to do was play basketball. I was good at it. I could have been a pro. And I bust a shoulder. Law was a second choice. Her parents didn't want us to get married until I'd finished. But she had faith in me. She stood up to him and she sacrificed so that I could prove what a great guy I am. Now, with a family on the way, I just couldn't face telling her that she married in nothing.
I can't buy that. If you were such a failure, you couldn't have come this far. It's just that things piled up all of a sudden. And you ran into them and got knocked flat.
Well, all I know is that I've had it.
Okay. So take time out. The game will wait.
Maybe the game will, but the problems won't. They're still here.
And so is God.
I wonder.
About his help?
What help? I even tried praying.
Did you listen? I mean, for his answer?
I tried.
During a game. You ever miss the coach's signals?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you've missed God's. Maybe you've been trying too hard to score your own way by yourself.
Maybe. this game's as good as over. I can't win.
Why not? How can you be so sure if you haven't finished playing? If you're losing at halftime, that doesn't mean the game's over. That's when you listen to the coach and go out and try again.
I don't know.
Well, I know this. There's only one Bill Downey. Only one you. With all your own unique abilities and potential. Those are the things that God gave you to use, not throw away. No matter what you may think of yourself right now, in God's sight, you have much more potential than you imagine. The question is, are you going to use it?
Well, how about some coffee?
Sounds good.
Bill, one thing I don't want you to ever forget again. I love you.
I love you, honey. And I'm sorry about everything.
Coffee will be ready in a minute.
Okay.
Bill. Bill. How about a sandwich, too?
Okay.
Everything's gonna work out all right, darling. You just see.
Hi, Lois. What's the latest from the stork department?
Oh, everything's right on schedule.
Good. Come sit down. Picked out a name yet?
No, Bill and I haven't gotten quite that far.
Well, I think he's come a long way, though, these past several days.
Yes, that's what the psychiatrist thinks, too. But neither of you sees Bill like I do. The way he keeps pulling into his shell, as if he were too ashamed to really cope.
It'll take time.
My folks wrote again yesterday, offering their help.
Is he seeing any friends yet?
No, not if he can avoid it. Of course, we don't have very many. Bill was so busy studying and working that, well, we didn't have much time for socializing.
Look, there are over a dozen young couples in our service every Sunday. They'd be more than happy to have you and Bill as friends. This is very important for Bill. The encouragement he'd find. Why don't you talk to him about it?
Well, I'll try.
Not yet.
But, darling, you need people. We both do.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, Bill, you can't just sit here staring at the wall.
Well, it's better than people staring at me.
Oh, now, darling, don't be like that.
I appreciate the pastor's offer. I just don't want to meet anybody just because they're sorry for me.
Then stop feeling sorry for yourself. All right, so you did a crazy thing. I'm to blame too, but it's over. Stop beating yourself. I can't take much more of this. I'm going to pieces myself. I'm so worried I can't even sleep at night. Oh, Bill, start thinking about us, about the baby, about what's ahead. I need you. I love you. But I can't go on this way. I'm afraid I might even lose the baby, and then you would have something to be sorry for.
All right, Bill, that's enough. Sounds fine. No reason you can't resume normal activity. Maybe I better take another look at your throat. Your vocal cords don't seem to be working.
Sorry, the word normal just hit me a little funny. My normal activity.
Okay, try this on. Would you like a job?
Yeah. Do you know anybody who doesn't think I'll try something crazy again?
Are you afraid you might?
Yeah, I'm afraid of a lot of things.
Who isn't? Who isn't? There's a cure. Action. Get busy. Get involved.
You sound like Pastor Cummings.
Well, he has his good points. Look, Bill, there's an opening for a basketball coach at the boys' center I'm sponsor for. Now, the salary's not too big, but it's not too little either. Right now, it's only for the 3 summer months, but, well, if you make the grade, there's no reason it couldn't be permanent. Could be you can even go back to law school this fall. At least part-time. You interested?
I'd have to think about it.
I thought you liked basketball.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a baby on the way. You'll need a job. But don't you think you can hack it?
I don't know. I just 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 don't know.
Pastor Cummings.
Hello, Pastor Cummings. It's Lois Downey calling.
Oh, Lois, how are you?
I'm worried. Bill was supposed to come right home after his checkup, and, well, it's gotten so late, I wonder if he'd drop by to see you.
No, he hasn't. Want me to ask Dr. Hughes?
Oh, I'd appreciate it if you would. The way Bill's been lately, I get jumpy every time he's late.
I'll call you right back.
Dr. Hughes? Oh, hello, Paul.
Ed, I just had a call from Lois Downey. She's worried about Bill. He hasn't come home yet.
Well, he left here a couple of hours ago. I told him he was in good shape, and I offered him that coaching job. We talked for quite a while, but I don't know if he buys it or not. His self-image is still about zero. You tell Lois if she doesn't hear from him pretty soon to let me know.
I will, Ed.
May I come in?
Of course.
Is your husband here?
No.
Mrs. Downey, I hate to add to your trouble, but I simply must have the rent. At least part of it.
Look, Mrs. Sutton, I know the rent is past due. I'm sorry, but
You know I'd like to carry you folks, but if I let everybody get behind...
Can't we talk about this some other time? I'm so worried about Bill. I don't know where he is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
I'm just frantic. We had a fight, and I got mad, and then he went to his doctor's appointment, and now I don't know where he is.
Oh, now, you mustn't let yourself get like this. In your condition, young lady.
I'm just about ready to call the police.
Oh, it's just now gotten dark. Maybe he stopped to see somebody. Would you like me to stay with you until he gets back? Oh.
Oh, Bill, where have you been? I've been so worried.
I'm sorry, honey.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I thought you were coming right home.
I was, but I took a walk, and I did some thinking. And I'm sorry I worried you.
Oh, I'm sorry I went to pieces.
Well, maybe you won't have to again.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Dr. Hughes gave me a lead on a job, coaching basketball this summer.
Oh, darling, that's wonderful.
Well, it's not much of a job. I mean, it would be rough at first, getting out like that with people again and everything, at least at first, but it sure would be good to get back on the court once more.
This could be the beginning of everything again.
Maybe. The doctor thought it might even give me a chance to take another crack at law. At least part-time. I hadn't really thought about taking another crack at law, but if you're willing, to hold on, to play along.
You know I will.
Whenever I think of Bill and Lois, I think of how the Lord, in his own way, replaces human despair with Christian hope. Bill's was a classic case. It took the spoken word in the hospital and our frequent talks together, when I was able to speak to him of a God of love, revealed to us through Jesus Christ our Savior. But it also took the Christian deed, a sort of Christian word in action. I'm referring to what Dr. Hughes, a concerned Christian, was both willing and able to do for Bill. He went out of his way to help. And in helping, he nurtured the seeds of hope. No doubt we all know someone who, right now, is in the darkness of despair. It's up to us not only to speak the word, the gospel of God's love and his forgiveness, but also to reach out the hand of help and strength. Is that what you and I are doing?
I hope you found this program to be both entertaining and insightful. Even though the show was filmed decades ago, the concerns of those days seem to parallel many situations of today. We'll be back next week with another episode of This is the Life. In the meantime, I invite you to seek further wisdom from God's Word, the Bible, and I invite you to visit one of our congregations in your area. We are the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, and you will find our 6,000 congregations listed at www.lcms.org. This program has been brought to you by Main Street Living, which relies on the generosity of viewers to support this programming. They appreciate your prayers and would also appreciate your financial support. You can view additional episodes of This is the Life on the Main Street Living website. Thanks for watching, and join us again next week, same time, same channel, for another episode of This is the Life.
Send your comments and contributions to Main Street Living, 1400 South Duluth Avenue, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 57105. This has been a production of Main Street Living Incorporated in conjunction with the South Dakota District of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod and its member churches.